Disney friends and family, it's Nancy here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you can hit the subscribe button down below, and let's get started. So today we're going to talk about the dining experience on the Disney Fantasy. First things first, while booking your Disney cruise, the most important thing you decide on is your dining time. So Disney has two dining times. The earlier dining time is at 5:30, and the later dining time is at 8:30. If you have younger children, it's probably better to book the earlier dining time. With that being said, a lot of people try to get the earlier dining time, and so there might be a wait list. I actually booked my cruise pretty late, and so we were waitlisted for the earlier dining time. But Disney was really accommodating. We actually put it down as our preference to have the earlier dining time, and they were able to accommodate us. But if you're traveling without children or have older children and don't mind the later dining time, it's likely to be a lot less crowded. They used to have a service called Dine-and-Play. So if you had the second seating and you opted in for Dine-and-Play, that would mean that your kids' meals would be expedited, and by the time that they finish their meals, their youth counselor would come down to the dining room and come pick them up to bring them to the Disney Oceaneer Club or the Oceaneer Lab, and that would give the parents more of an ambient dining experience. Unfortunately, this is currently unavailable, but keep your eyes open as they may offer this again in the near future. If you're traveling with other parties, make sure you link your reservation online, or you tell the Disney Cruise Line or your travel agent so they can actually seat your parties together. So Disney does something a little different from other cruise lines. They offer something called rotational dining. Okay, so let's talk about rotational dining and what to expect. So when you arrive at your assigned restaurant for that night, you will be guided to your assigned table, which will be the same number every night. The specific order that you rotate to the restaurants and the table number that you used to have used to be printed on your Key to the World card. But Disney has changed it a little where this is going to be available on your Disney Navigator app. Okay, so you'll be assigned one head server, one main server, and one beverage server. And these three will rotate with you at the different restaurants for the entirety of your cruise. Since you'll have the same server every night, they'll know your allergies, what drinks you like, how you like your food prepared. Our servers will actually bring out our drinks before we even ordered anything, which I thought was very thoughtful. I think one of the most important parts was that they provide entertainment. So while you're waiting for your meal or while you're waiting for the shows to start in the main dining room, they actually have little games that they play with you. So there's three main dining rooms on Disney Fantasy: Enchanted Garden, Royal Court, and Animator's Palate. Located midship on the second deck, Enchanted Garden is actually inspired by the French gardens of Versailles. So this is a garden-themed restaurant. So they had flowers, flower lamps hanging from above. They have little fences to divide certain areas, and they also had a fountain in the middle. One of the nights that we were at Enchanted Garden, the few of the cast members like Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Pluto, and Goofy actually came in and they performed a little dance show. So we had the Aberdeen curry, which was delicious. We had white chocolate bread pudding. Ooh, I really like that pudding. They had garlic and parsley sauteed shrimp on jambalaya. And they had something called the Enchanted Garden platter, which was a charcuterie board. And honestly, I always have to order the charcuterie board just to make me feel extra fancy. Okay, so Royal Court is located midship on Deck 3. Royal Court is actually French also, but it's designed around the classic Disney princess films. They had Jasmine, they had Snow White, they had Aurora, they had Ariel. It was just really nice to see these murals all over the place. One of my favorite things about Royal Court was that the napkins that they had on the table, it was actually folded where it would look like the jacket from Beauty and the Beast. Okay, so recommendations for the Royal Court. They had a bread and deep fried brie, which was delicious. They had this escargot, which was very good, but it looked really weird. Animator's Palate was located in the aft of Deck 3, and this was actually my favorite restaurant. They have interactive screens all around the restaurant. One of the nights, they actually had Crush from Finding Nemo come on the screen, and he would interact with the tables that were sitting in front of him. It's very similar to Turtle Talk with Crush that they have available at Epcot and Disney World. It's really entertaining to see the kids interact with Crush.
Just look around at them, dude. I'm asking you. What's your name, little dude?
First second. Say Austin. Hayden.
Austin? Wait, Hayden? I think Hayden's sleeping, dude. Yeah. Is your name Austin? It's Austin. That's an awesome name, dude.
Another night at Animators, they gave you a piece of paper where you would design one of the characters, and they would actually have your character show up on the screen and have a little dance party with them. My favorite foods from Animators Palate was their herb-crusted pork chop and their deconstructed carrot cake. That was delicious. Animators Palate was actually another place that they had their meet and greet. So during Star Wars Day at Sea, they actually had a few photo ops in this area, and you have to book this ahead of time on your Disney Navigator app. And if you don't have an appointment, you won't be able to take these pictures. Just make sure you arrive 30 minutes prior to your appointment. Okay, so here's some general information about the 3 main dining rooms. All the food in the main dining room is included in your cruise fare. So if you happen to like something and you want to order extra entrees, go ahead, just do it. If you want to have 5 different servings of the deep fried brie, go for it. If it's like a dessert only night, there's no judgment here, just don't tell the kids. The only thing that's not included is the specialty drinks or the alcohol. However, the servers will let you know how much it is before they charge it to your room. And one of the nights we actually ordered one of the specialty drinks just to get this Remy straw. Isn't he cute? So I love bread, and Disney is really good about their bread and butter. So lunch and dinner will have a different bread each day, and they'll have different oils and different dips for their bread. So regarding their menu actually changes every night, and if you happen to have a theme night, whether it's Marvel Day at Sea or Pirates Day at Sea or Star Wars Day at Sea, they'll have the menu reflect that theme. So dining at Star Wars Day at Sea, I actually didn't personally get to experience because I had dinner plans at Palo, but there was a dessert that I wanted to try, and the servers were able to order that for me, and I was able to pick it up that day and bring it to my room to try. Honestly, the food on the Disney cruise was really great. And if I had a bigger stomach, I probably would have tried one of everything, maybe 2 of everything. Okay, so let's talk about breakfast and lunch. So on the first day of our cruise, Animators was open for lunch, and it may be different for your cruise, so check on the Disney Navigator app to see which is open for you. Breakfast was available at Royal Court every day, and lunch was there as well. So the breakfast menu at Royal Court stayed the same. The lunch menu did change, however. If you're trying lunch at Royal Court, make sure you try their Impossible Burger. It's a great plant-based option, and I thought it was delicious. So Cabanas is their buffet-style place, so we would also go to Cabanas for a variety, and it's open every day from 7 to about 10:45. It's open a little later on sea days, and it's also open for lunch from 12 to 1:30. One of the cool things about Cabanas is that they did have omelets that you could pick what you wanted, and they will whip that up for you. Dinner at Cabanas, I believe that's between 6:30 to 8:30. For our sailing, wasn't available. If you don't want to do either Cabanas or have Royal Court, you can actually order room service. So room service is included in the fee. You just order whatever you want. They have a continental breakfast available, and all you gotta do is tip them a little. The servers for breakfast and lunch at Royal Court actually rotate. So our server would tell us if he was going to be serving at the Royal Court the next day. When you go up to the desk to be seated, you can actually request to have your server from dinner. Okay, so are you feeling a little peckish throughout the day? There's places on deck 11 for you to get a couple of snacks. They had the Flo's Grill on deck 11, and that had pizza, chicken tenders, fries, hot dogs, sandwiches, salads, you name it. Also, if you were thirsty, the drink stations on deck 11, you can get coffee, teas, soft drinks, all of that is available. They had Cove Cafe. The drinks are not included, but they did have a snack station, and the snack station had sweets, cheese, and crackers. So how does Gratuity work now that you've eaten your way through the cruise? You can either opt to prepay your Gratuity, or you can pay them at the end in person. At the end of the cruise, they give you a sheet of paper, and it shows you the charge for each person. So they'll have a specific amount that's given to your main server, your beverage server, and your head server. So the set price for Gratuity was $13.50 per night per person. You can adjust this, so if you want to give a little more for exceptional service, you can do this at guest services. Okay, so just a few extra tips. If you want to bring anything back to your room, say extra dessert, don't be afraid to ask your server. They can just provide you a lid so you can carry that back to your room. Very often you would find me bringing back some snacks just for the movies that I would watch later on. The Mickey bar. So I think you've all seen the pictures of the Mickey head bar. If you want to order this, you can. It's not available on the menu, but they will always be happy to provide you with a Mickey bar head. Mickey Head Bar. So Disney has dining that is adult only. Palo is their Italian restaurant and Remy is their French restaurant. The specialty dining is not included in your cruise fare. I'll actually have a separate video about my dining experience at Palo and Remy, so make sure you hit the subscribe button right over here to be notified when that video is available. Okay, so that's it for the main dining and the rotational dining at Disney Cruise Line. I hope this video was helpful and you'll be able to utilize these tips for your next Disney cruise. I hope you have a truly amazing and unique experience. Have fun and see you next time. Alright, thanks everybody for watching this video. If you like this video, hit the like button, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications so you get updates for new videos. Hope to see you again soon.